welcome to my channel Creative Art. I am Nilima and today we are going to do sculpture painting. Sculpture painting is done using sculpture paste and palette knife. Sculpture paste is a decorative paste which can be used to do 3D artwork and relief work. So friends, do watch the complete video to make a beautiful sculpture painting yourself, and do subscribe my channel friends for more creative art painting videos, and do press the bell icon to get notification for each video I post every week. All the materials are listed in the description box below with their links from where you can also buy them. So let's quickly check out all the materials now friends. Now let's check out all the materials we are going to use to make this beautiful sculpture painting. First of all, and most important, we are going to need a good quality sculpture paste. And for that, I'm going to use decorative plaster sculpture paste from Decor1ative, which do come in so many different colors. And this time I have made use of most colors in this painting. First of all, to make the flowers, I have used 3 to 4 different colors. First is white, then is pink, which is this one. Next is a royal, and also yellow color, which is lime. To make the leaves, here I have used white, yellow, which is lime, then green, which is Kelly, and for the base I have made use of gray, white, yellow, a little bit of metallic silver color for giving it a beautiful shimmery touch. The next important things we are going to need are palette knives. To make bigger and smaller petals, we are going to need different sizes of palette knives, which do comes in number. So this is palette knife number 9, this is palette knife number 10, and this one is palette knife number 15. All three have similar shapes, but the size do differ, which looks like this. And according to the size of the palette knives, you can make different sizes of petals. For example, for smaller petals for bud, you need to use a small size of palette knife, and for the larger petals like this one, which is quite big, you need to use palette knife number 15. And in the same way, to make different shapes and sizes of leaves, you need to use different numbers of palette knife. So these three are quite similar in shape, but they do differ in size and number. So this is for the smallest leaf we need is 1018. The next and my favorite is 1002 HS, and this one is 1013 for the longer shape of leaves like this one. And now finally, to hold and support the entire sculpture painting, we are going to need a strong base. I'm going to use a round cut 12-inch MDF board whose thickness is about 5 mm. You can also use 7 to 10 mm, which is best to hold a heavy sculpture painting like this one. All these materials will be listed and linked in the description box below from where you can buy them online. Now let's start the tutorial friends. Now we will let the base get dry completely. Till that, let's start preparing our sculpture paste. After 20 minutes, the chalk paint is completely dry and base is ready for the sculpture painting. So now friends, first of all, I'm going to use a gray color sculpture paste, which looks like this. I'm going to start applying this paste from one side. After gray, I'm going to use white, and this time you have to place white from the part where it is empty, where there is no sculpture paste, in this way. I'm going to use light yellow and do the same. Drag it from center to outwards
center to outwards. I'm going to use some of the dark green that I prepared for the center part. Okay, I think this is how my base should look. This is quite a random background I have ever given. So now I'm going to use this extra sculpture paste to place it in the bottom and to give it a very smooth and round edging. Now this is how our base looks. I did add a little bit of gray on this part, green, so that everything may look subtle, and this is how it looks. As now the base is ready, let's start making beautiful iris flowers, and for that I'm going to use 3 different colors of sculpture paste. The first one is a royal color. This is how it looks. The second is white, and the third color I'm going to use is flora. This is how beautiful it looks. Paste is ready for use. I'm going to mix a little bit of flora with white so I may get 3 different shades and it is easy for shading. Now spread out all 3 shades of sculpture paste in this way. When you mix a little bit of white with the same flora color, this is how the shade you're going to get. Now first of all, to make these petals, I'm going to use palette knife number 8. Let's start scraping the sculpture paste, starting from the darkest one first, in this way. Scrape it till you get an uplifted oval shape from the other side. And now, as I have got here an oval side, I'm going to gently remove the excess sculpture paste from this side. Make sure that this side is really clean. You can also scrape out any excess from the other side, creating a first smooth surface like this. And now, start scraping the lighter shade. This is how the lighter shade look. I'm going to start scraping white. Okay, now we have got a perfect shape. This is how it will look from the back, and this is how it looks from the front side. You can either lay this petal directly on the base or painting, or you can also place it on a palette like this so that you can give it a right shape to use on the right time. In the same way, start making more 4 petals. And finally, white. This is how it looks. Now for the other side of petal, start scraping from the other side of your palette knife in this way till you get extended curve in your palette knife. First darker color, then the lighter color, and finally then we'll move on to white. Okay, this is a beautiful shading we have got to this beautiful petal. Beautiful petal. Now this is how I have made 4 petals, and one by one we are going to place them exactly where I want them to be. Placing the 3rd petal. Okay. Then finally this one. Okay, so this is how we have placed 4 petals. If you want to adjust them, this is the right time, exactly the right time to adjust them, and I'm going to do it right now. Now let me show you how I made all these petals. The trick is really simple. This time I'm going to use this type of shape palette knife. This is palette knife number 15 from Mount Martha. For the upper petals I have used palette knife number 10 from Mount Martha. Both the shapes are very much similar, but for the upper petals you need to use a smaller knife, and for bottom petals you need to use a bigger knife. So first of all, I'm going to start by scraping darker color of sculpture paste, and here I have mauve color sculpture paste. So gather as much as possible. This is how all the layers on the back side of palette knife look. I'm going to give it a nice clean scrape, and you can see this side is clean. Now I'm going to start scraping the light pink color sculpture paste in this way. And you can clearly see how beautiful petal we have got here with a beautiful shading of mauve and pink. Now I'm going to place this petal on a separate palette, just like this. Remove the excess sculpture paste and give it a nice shape by cutting out any excess that you're not going to need. Let's make the same from other side of the palette knife. For that, spread out the sculpture paste very evenly. Clean your palette knife. It should be very clean from both the sides. And then again start scraping the sculpture paste from the other side of your palette knife. Make sure to make numerous layers like this. When you have got enough, scrape it. So this is the clean side we have got, and now start scraping the pink color sculpture paste in the same way as you did for the purple or the mauve. I think we have got enough. This is how it looks from the front. Let's place it on a palette. Okay, this is how place it on the palette. Scrape out any excess that you don't need. In this way. Here we have got 2 petals. And now is the perfect time to place these small pieces before placing anything else. So these are the inside petals that we are placing here. Now placing the next petal and right here. Okay. I want this petal to be a little flip. To flip this petal, I'm going to place a little extra sculpture paste below it, so it may take a very nice flip. So I think I have got such a nice flip of this petal. It has to bend a little bit right here. And now, as these are the two last petals, I'm going to place some extra sculpture paste in the bottom of our painting, exactly right here, so that our last two petals may give a nice volume. Just very nicely stick it to the base. Now pick up this petal in this way, and we have to gently, very gently place it on the clay, exactly as we decided for it. And this way, yes. You see how beautifully lifted this petal looks. Don't worry, this is just the half side. Pick up the next right. I'm gonna need some space here, and right from this part start joining both the petals. Now using a wet paintbrush, I have given shape to the last and bottom petal of our flower, and this is how finally it looks. Now to make the pollen part of flower, I'm going to use yellow sculpture paste from the Yarn Arts. Spread it in this way. Clean the back side of your palette knife and then start scraping the sculpture paste in this way from one side of your palette knife. As soon as you get some excess on the side of palette knife, scrape that off and then gently lay a little of yellow in this way. Cut the excess and lay the extra. So this is the shape we want. We're not expecting it to be very much smooth, but this type of texture is just perfect for it. In the same way, for the next side, you can also create the same small sliding. I've got some extra. I'm going to lay it down. Cut it in the exact figure you want. You can do the same from the other side of your palette knife also. Spread it. Clean the back side of your palette knife. And start scraping. As soon as you get some extra, scrape out the extra so you get a clean edge and then lay it down in this way. Just get the exact shape you need. Make more 2 to 3 in the same way. Pick up one of the pieces and then you have to gently lay it right from here. I think it would be good in this part. From the front side or the upper side, this is how it will look. You can make small lines to make it look more natural, as if the pollens are quite upside. Okay, now for this side, pick up a tiny small piece and place it from the deep. Okay. Now let's place the final centerpiece. For that, I have actually attached 2 of the sides together to give this part a little uplifting look, like this. This is how it looks. Now let's start placing few leaves. For that, I'm going to prepare the shade I need here. A little bit of yellow looks great. And just a little bit of white. And a little bit of green here and there. After completing the flower, let's start by making few leaves, and for that, here I have got 3 different colors of sculpture paste. First is white, yellow and green. To make the leaves on top, I'm going to use white color sculpture paste. Scrape the sculpture paste from both the sides. Okay, and I'm going to end up few excess. This is the shape I have got. Now gently I'll place one leaf right here. Just press it and drag it down in this way. You can also give it a little shape uprising using the same palette knife like this. In the same way, now you can mix 2 colors of sculpture paste like white and yellow. Get other side of leaf. This is how the paste looks from the back side. I'm going to place it exactly beside this leaf in this way. And to make few adjustments, just lift up this leaf. In the same way, we can also extend these leaves by simply making these carvings from both the sides. First, place it from left side, then attach it to the other one. Then attach it to the previous leaf you placed. I'm going to give it a little curving like this. And this time I'm thinking to mix a little bit of green with yellow. And in the same way, if you want, you can keep continuing the length of the leaf, and you can also change the color gradation of the leaf just by mixing 2 sculpture paste at a time. When you're close to both the leaves, you can either use a palette knife to smoothen out the shape or attach the leaves, or simply use a brush to do it. Giving these leaves some curves make it look much more natural and close to this flower. And here I'm going to smoothen out the bottom of the leaf to continue more leaves. So this is the part where I'm planning to place a bud for this flower, exactly this part. So in the same way, I'm going to make few more top leaves and then we can continue the same painting. Now to make an iris lily bud, here I have 3 different colors of sculpture paste. First is white, second is pink. So I have mixed a little bit of white with pink to make it look much more even for light pink. Then here we have the royal color, which is purple. First I'll start scraping some white. Then I'll start scraping the light pink. Cut off the excess of white. And here we have got a very beautiful and even petal. Okay, I'll shake it like this so that we may get a nice curve here, like this. And this is the first petal we need. You can either place it directly on the base or just place it on your palette. Then for my next petal, I want a little bit of pink with purple. So I'm going to mix pink and purple both here. Now first start with the lighter shade. Here I'm using light pink. And then I'll start using the darker shade, which is purple, or you can say royal purple. Make sure that you're getting a very nice flip on the back side. This is how it looks from the front. More of this royal purple. And here I have got 3 beautiful shades lining up each other. Place them on your base. This is our second petal. Okay, this is how both the petals should look, first and second. Now pick up the first petal using a palette and decide where you want to place it. I want to place it exactly here. Picking up the second petal, and then do have to overlap it just a little and place it right there. Now for the next half, I'm going to use palette knife number 8, and here is Kelly green. Next I'm going to take a little bit of yellow, merge a little bit of yellow here, this Kelly green. Then I'm going to use this new beautiful shade. I think this is like walnut brown from Dian Arts. Spread it just on this half side with the Kelly green. Okay, I think this is enough. Then using my palette knife, I'll start scraping from the light green color, like light yellow mixing with Kelly green. Keep continuing it and give it a sharp edge by removing that corner. Moving towards brown. See, it already started forming such a nice beautiful curve. Remove any of this uneven things. Lay it down on your palette to give it a nice shape. This is how it will look. For the next part, take a little bit of light green, and on the top I'm going to mix a little bit of yellow. Now again I'll start scraping from one side. Cut off the excess. And here I have got the next petal. I'll place it on our palette in this way. Start from Kelly green. Cut off any excess. Okay, this is how it looks from the back side. Place it on the palette. Using a brush, give it a nice shape.
And now finally friends, this is how beautiful our sculpture painting of Iris Lily look when the painting is finally completed and the sculpture paste is also dry. I finally ended up adding some metallic white color leaves on the top and giving the top a very beautiful shimmering look using some heavy body white metallic paint, and this is how beautiful the top part looks. In this painting I have tried to make all 3 different stages of Iris Lily from a bud to a full bloom flower, which now you will be easily able to make because I have shown you everything step by step. So friends, do give it a try. Make these beautiful Iris Lily sculpture painting for yourself, and do tell me in the comments below what do you think about this tutorial. And if you do like my tutorials friends, please do like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you for watching.